Hello everyone, welcome to Your Finance channel. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about number of compounding periods in time value of money concept. Number of compounding periods is an important component in time value of money concept. It states how many times the interest is compounded during the total period of the investment. Interest can be compounded at various intervals. It can be annually or monthly or quarterly or semi-annually or daily or continuously. If interest compounds on annual basis, it compounds one time per year. If interest compounds on monthly basis, it compounds 12 times per year because there are 12 months in a year. If interest compounds on quarterly basis, it compounds 4 times per year as there are 4 quarters for every year. If interest compounds on a semi-annual basis, it compounds 2 times per year as the interest compounds for every 6 months. If the interest compounds on a daily basis, it compounds 365 times per year. 366 if it is a leap year. Because the interest compounds for every day. If the interest compounds on a continuously basis, it compounds infinity number of times because interest is added instantly. So, when considering the number of compounding periods in calculations, it is important to know how many times the interest compounds per year. At the same time, it is also important to know the interest rate per each compounding period, which is called as periodic interest rate. Here we have an example. The annual interest rate is 8%. Interest compounds annually and the investment period is 3 years. Find the periodic interest rate and the total number of compounding periods. Here we have a new variable M. It is number of compounding periods per year. Okay. So here the interest compounds annually. It means the interest compounds one time per year. So M equals to 1. Now periodic interest rate equals to R divided by M. R means annual interest rate. M is 1. So periodic interest rate in this case is 8%. The annual interest rate and periodic interest rate are same here because the interest compounds annually. Let's calculate number of compounding periods. M into N. M is number of compounding periods per year. N is number of years. Okay. So M is 1 and N equals to 3. So 1 into 3 equals to 3. So number of compounding periods are also equal to number of the years of the investment period because the interest compounds one time per year. Here we have another example. The annual interest rate is 8% and the interest compounds semi-annually. And the investment period is 3 years. Find the periodic interest rate and the total number of compounding periods. Here the interest compounds semi-annually. It means the interest compounds for every 6 months. So M equals to 2. Let's calculate the periodic interest rate. R divided by M. R is 8%. M is 2. So 8% divided by 2 equals to 4%. So periodic interest rate is 4% in this case. Now let's calculate number of compounding periods. M into N. M is 2. N is 3. 2 into 3 equals to 6. So, number of compounding periods is 6. Now, let's apply this in calculation of FV and PV. Here we have FV example. Mahaswin invested $500 in a bank. Annual interest rate is 5%. The interest compounds semi-annually. What is the future value if the investment period is 4 years? Here, use the FV formula to find the future value. So, these are the variables. PV, R, M, and N. PV is the invested amount. R is annual interest rate. M is 2 because the interest compounds semi-annually. So, it compounds 2 times per year. N is number of years, 4. Now, let's substitute the values in the formula and simplify the calculations step by step. And the outcome is 609.20. So, the future value is $609.20. Now, let's move to PV example. Hruday wants to have $600 in 3 years. How much he needs to invest now if the interest rate is 6% and the interest compounds semi-annually? Okay, so here the future value is 600 because Hruday wants to have 600 in 3 years, which means in future. Okay, and the requirement is to find the present value. That is the amount that Hruday needs to invest now to have $600 in 3 years. Here use the present value formula. PV is present value, FV is future value, R is annual interest rate, M is number of compounding periods per year, N is number of years, 3. Substitute 600 for FV, 0.06 for R, 2 for M, and 3 for N. Let's simplify the calculations step by step. And the outcome is $502.49. So, Hruday needs to invest $502.49 now to have $600 in 3 years. Hope you understood the concept. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comments so that I will clarify them. Stay tuned for more examples. If you liked the video, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.